YouTube? Thomas L here with the new film Us opening this week. Since the film features stars like Lupita Nyong'o, Winston Duke, playing multiple roles, I decided to do my series where actors have played like more than one characters in a film. Because it's pretty cool when like an actor decides to actually do more than one role. I always found that to be pretty cool to watch. Now, no, I'm only doing like live action roles, so I'm not really going to count like multiple voice roles and all. So no animation is pretty much going to be in this list. But anyway, that being said, here's my list. Coming in at number 10 will be Charlie Chaplin for The Great Dictator. Now, this movie was actually Charlie Chaplin's like first speaking role because, Charlie Chaplin, is of course like he was best known for the silent movies and all that. So I should double check, but I think this was like his first speaking role he did, and it was also his directorial debut too. So that's pretty cool there. Now in this, Charlie Chaplin plays both the Jewish barber in the ghetto, and he's like the protagonist, and he also plays the antagonist, Adnoy Unkel. I always mispronounce the character's last name, but this movie actually got released around, like, I guess you could say it was like this movie was pretty much a spoof of Adolf Hitler and all that, because this movie got released around the Hitler era. This was a pretty funny film. It got released in 1941, and to be honest, I don't really think the movie holds up today as it did back then, but it's still a really good little film. It's a classic. If you guys want to check out some really good 1940s films, definitely check out The Great Dictator. And that movie, that Sacha Baron Cohen movie that got released a few years back, The Dictator, felt similar to this, by the way. In it, like, it's like 20 years after, the end of World War I, in which, like, the nation of Tomneo, was, like, on the losing side. And so, like, Adnoy Unkel has, like, risen to power as a ruthless dictator of the country. So, he, like, believes in a pure Aryan state and the dissemination of the Jews and all. So like this situation is like unknown to a simple Jewish barber who has been like hospitalized since a World War I battle. And yeah, Charlie Chaplin, he was really good. I believe he actually scored an Oscar nomination for this, or I think he won for this. I got double check, but anyway, The Great Dictator it's a 40s classic. If you guys never seen The Great Dictator, like, they'll usually show it on TCM once in a while. Check it out. It's really good. All right, coming in at number 9 is Armie Hammer for The Social Network. Now, of course, here he played the Winklevoss twins. Armie Hammer in The Social Network was great. I remember when I first saw the movie, I literally thought they were actual twins. But then I did not. But then, like, towards the end, when the movie was over, it showed that Armie Hammer played like both of them. I thought that was pretty cool there. And this was actually the movie, I guess you could say, that put Armie Hammer on the map. And since The Social Network, of course, he did stuff like Lone Ranger, Call Me by Your Name, and some good and some not so good stuff he's done over the years. But him as both the Winklevoss twins was great. Now, The Social Network is, of course, based on Mark Zuckerberg, the man who invented Facebook, and starred Jesse Eisenberg as Zuckerberg. You also had Justin Timberlake, Andrew Garfield. Some very good cast members. But Army Hammer as the Winklevoss twins was pretty cool casting right there. All right, coming in at number 8 is Deep Roy in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Now, here, Deep Roy pretty much plays all the Oompa Loompas. This is kind of different than Willy Wonka, because I believe, I could be mistaken here, but in Willy Wonka, it was actually different actors playing the Oompa Loompas instead of the same actors. So this time around, you got the same actor playing all the Oompa Loompas. I mean, I thought that was pretty cool to watch. And I mean, Deep Roy wasn't as good as the actors who played. He wasn't as good as the orange face Oompa Loompas from the original. But I still thought him as the Oompa Loompas in the remake was pretty good. And I mean, he had some pretty cool some like musical numbers here, because you guys seen Willy Wonka, every time someone like one of the kids gets like stuck or gets pretty messed up in the like when they're out of the group and stuff, the Oompa Loompas like sing a song, and instead of singing the classic Oompa Doo Doo, instead of singing that classic song, they sing like a totally different tune here. And I mean, Deep Roy, I just really loved him as the Oompa Loompas here. And when they were singing, believe it or not, that wasn't really their real voice. The vocals was Danny Elfman, who of course scored lots of Tim Burton films. So there's a little tidbit for you there. All right, coming in at number 7 would be Peter Sellers in Doctor Strangelove. Here he plays Group Captain Lionel Mandrake, who's like a British RAF exchange officer, and he also plays President Merkin Muffley, who's like the president of the United States, and he also plays Doctor Strangelove, hence the title character, who's like a wheelchair using nuclear war expert, and he's also a former Nazi. Now, Doctor Strangelove is a pretty funny classic. I mean, Peter Sellers was great here. And it was directed by the great Stanley Kubrick, who's pretty much one of the best directors of all time. Stanley Kubrick did great with this film. And, I mean, Peter Sellers, he was a comedy legend back in the days. He did like stuff like Doctor Strangelove. He was in the Pink Panther. But him and Doctor Strangelove was pretty cool. He played like multiple characters here, and he played the characters pretty well. I mean, if you guys like never really seen Doctor Strangelove yet, check it out. It's a classic. It got released in the like late 1960s, and I think it's a movie that still holds up today. All right, coming in at number 6 will be Lindsay Lohan in The Parent Trap. Now, this is of course, the updated one remake of the classic that's starred Hayley Mills. I could have gone with that one, but I'm going with the Lindsay Lohan classic. Of course, this was like Lindsay Lohan's first feature film, and her as twins was really good. I mean, here of course they're trying to take down their dad's like girlfriend, so she doesn't become their stepmom and all. It's a comic classic. It's directed by Nancy Meyers. Lindsay Lohan played both roles. You also had Dennis Quaid, Natasha Richardson. Played the mom here. Well, not mom, but played Dennis Quaid's girlfriend that they're trying to stop and all. Yeah, Parent Trap is It's a classic comedy. Like the movie got released in 1999, and boy, the movie turns 20 this year. Holy cow. But anyway, it's a really funny film. Like the stuff that the traps that they set in this was pretty good. Like they'll probably be good friends with Kevin McAllister. I'll just put it that way. Like if Lindsay Lohan's Parent Trap's characters and Kevin McAllister got together, hell's gonna break loose. Like because the traps they use in this was pretty interesting. coming in at number 5. Oh wait. All right, coming in at number 5 is Eddie Murphy in The Night Professor. Now, here, Eddie Murphy plays Professor Clump. He played Buddy Love. He played Professor Clump's, father, Professor Clump's, mother, the grandma, and the brother. Like out of all the family characters here, the only one that is not played by Eddie Murphy is the one who plays like the little brother here. Anyway, Night Professor is, to me, I think it's a remake that's even better than the original. Kind of like how I think the Parent Trap is better than the original. All due respect to Jerry Lewis, I mean his original was pretty good and all, but to me, I think the Night Professor remake is even better. And I'm gonna go with the first one. The second one that starred Janet Jackson, that one we don't talk about that. The second one was just garbage. That was pretty terrible. Anyway, The Night Professor, I could watch this movie over and over. It is great. It got released in 1996. I think 96 or 97, around those times. And I mean, Eddie Murphy, when he does when he's on his game, he's on his game. And Eddie Murphy here, he played 2 females here, and he played he of course played a female before Tyler Perry made it cool, I mean, here, you got Eddie Murphy as Professor Sherman Clumps, who, wants to lose weight and all. So he, invents a alter, I guess you could say it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He makes an alternate ego, who's of course Buddy Love, who's pretty skinnier, but he finds out that Buddy Love is kind of trying to take over his life and all that. It's really funny. The dinner table scenes in this. Actually, there's both dinner table scenes. There's the table scene in the beginning, and then the other one with Jada Pinkett Smith. There's some really funny moments in there. I mean, hey, Eddie Murphy playing his grandma. What more can you ask for there? I mean, I think Eddie Murphy playing the pops and Eddie Murphy playing the grandmother was pretty funny. I mean, if you guys never seen The Night Professor, do yourself a favor. It's on HBO. I highly recommend it. I think you'll enjoy it. And of course, and this is not the only time Eddie Murphy's going to be on my list, by the way. So, all right, coming in at number. Almost lost that. All right. Coming in at number 4 is Michael J. Fox for Back to the Future Part 2. I mean, Back to the Future 2 was great. I mean, to me, I think it's probably even better than the first Back to the Future. This is really a rare sequel where the sequel is actually better than the original. I love Back to the Future 2. Here you got Michael J. Fox playing, Marty McFly. He's playing Marty McFly's, he's playing his own son here. And he's also playing, let's just say he's also playing his mother as well, so he's, kind of dressing up in a female suit as well. I mean, this time around, you've got Michael J. Fox, who has to go back to 2015 to, stop, prevent his kid from, making bad decisions and all that. I mean, Back to the Future, you knew there was going to be a sequel to this one after the first film, because, spoiler for the first Back to the Future, but come on, if you guys still haven't seen Back to the Future, what are you waiting for? Anyway, spoiler for that Back to the Future film, but, at the end of it, Doc Brown tells Marty McFly, that he has to go back, something has to be done about his kids, and and also that kind of ends figures that a sequel is going to get made. And Back to the Future 2, the movie turns, holy cow, it turns 30 this year. Dang. I mean, Back to the Future 2 was great. It's really funny. I mean, Biff, the character of Biff here, I don't want to get you political, but I think it was Robert Zemeckis or one of the screenwriters said that character was kind of based similar to Trump. So if you watch Biff and how Biff is in the new Back to the Future 2, you're gonna see a similar. You're gonna be seeing some similarities to Trump, and there's some. I mean, Back to the Future 2. It's pretty cool how they traveled, because the movie got released in 1989, and it's crazy how how they predicted the future in Back to the Future 2. Because here they had the hoverboards. We got hoverboards now. I don't have hoverboards. I don't use those things, but anyway. But yeah, Back to the Future. It was pretty cool seeing Michael J. Fox playing his whole family here. I thought that was pretty cool. And Back to the Future 3, that was good too, but it's not as good as the first two, But the second one is great. All right, coming in at number 3 will be Mike Myers in the Austin Powers movies. Now, here, in the Austin Powers films, Mike Myers plays Austin Powers. He plays Dr. Evil. Then fast forward to part 2, he ends up playing 3 roles. Austin Powers, Dr. Evil, Fat Bastard. Then in Goldmember, he plays Goldmember. So he plays lots of characters in these Austin Powers films. I mean, Mike Myers, him as, all those characters was pretty cool to watch. I mean, who doesn't love Mike Myers as Dr. Evil? I mean, that Dr. Evil is a great character. He's probably one of my favorite comedic villain. And Mike Myers, plays that role perfectly. You can see he's still invested in as the role of Dr. Evil. Because, not so long ago, he actually reprised his role as Dr. Evil, a couple of times. On Saturday Night Live, because back in 2014, there was the, the threat of the, of North Korea and all that. So on Saturday Night Live, Mike Myers reprised his role as Dr. Evil in in a sketch. That was really funny. If you guys haven't seen that one, maybe, YouTube, Dr. Evil, Saturday Night Live, you guys might be able to find that. Or maybe I'll put a link to the description below. And also, he also reprised his role as Dr. Evil again on Jimmy Fallon, talking about Trump and all that. I mean, Mike Myers is really invested as that role, and man, it makes me wish that Mike Myers could just go ahead and do a part 4. I know Mike Myers is trying to get that made. He wants to get it made, but I guess I don't know what's really stopping him getting it made, to be honest with you, because Mike Myers, him and the Austin Powers movies are just great. Of course, you also got Seth Green, the late Vern Troyer as Mini-Me, Robert Wagner, some really good cast members, and man, I wish Mike Myers goes ahead and do another one, because and I tell you, they do another Austin Powers movies on their opening day. I mean, I just love this franchise. And I mean, the makeups and prosthetics and fat suits that Mike Myers endured in these films were pretty cool to watch. I mean, you guys still never seen them. Do yourself a favor. What are you waiting for? Watch the Austin Powers movies. They're just really great. All right. Coming in at number 2 is, once again, Eddie Murphy in Coming to America. I told you Eddie Murphy is going to be on this list twice. He's on this list for Nutty Professor and now Coming to America. Now, here, Eddie Murphy played lots of different characters. He played the character Prince Hakeem, who's the prince of Numnina. He also plays Randy Watson, who's a soul singer with the fictional band Sexual Chocolate. He plays the white Jewish barber shop customer. and he also plays Clarence, who's like the owner of the barbershop. I mean, Coming to America is a comic classic. You know, Eddie Murphy was great. I mean, him as Prince Hakeem, that's a really fun character to see him play. And like the barbershop scene is before barbershop came around. The best barbershop scene is definitely from barbershop. It's definitely Coming to America. And I mean Eddie Murphy as a white character, like, oh boy, that's that's going to be that would have been controversy that got released today. Because there's like lots of stuff with controversy about black faces and all that. If Eddie Murphy did Coming to America like today and play that character, yeah, that's going to cause a lot of controversy. That's why I'm a little curious to see about them doing Coming to America too, because there are some stuff like you can't really make Coming to America 2 similar to the original, because there's stuff in Coming to America that will probably not work in today's society. Like with so many people, being offended today and all that. There are some like major jokes in Coming to America that probably won't go well today. So I'm definitely pumped for Coming to America 2, by the way. Seeing Eddie Murphy back as Prince Hakeem will be cool to watch. And seeing Eddie Murphy in anything is going to be good, because really, Eddie Murphy, he doesn't really do a whole lot nowadays. So hopefully Coming to America 2 will be some sort of comeback, because I'm a big Eddie Murphy fan. Like, the guy is a comedic genius. Whether it be Coming to America, Night Professor, or anything. Sorry about that. The guy could, do it all. And if you guys still never seen Coming to America, like, check it out. I mean, directed by John Landis, starring Eddie Murphy, Arsenio Hall, Samuel L. Jackson is in this. James Earl Jones, who I'll be down to see reprise his role in the sequel, by the way. Yeah, definitely check out Coming to America. I think you'll enjoy it. Alright, now my number one favorite movie where an actor plays multiple roles. My number one favorite is Frank Morgan in The Wizard of Oz. Now, talk about actors playing multiple roles. Frank Morgan in The Wizard of Oz was pretty cool. Like, he plays the title role of The Wizard of Oz. He, of course, plays Professor Marvel. I always keep calling it Professor Marvel, but it's Marvel. See, they did. They had a Marvel character before became a big thing. Okay, anyway. I wonder in the MCU would they have a character named Professor Marvel, because you could make some Wizard of Oz jokes with that. Anyway, and of course he also played the Admiral St. Dormant. He played the cabbie with horses of different colors. How awesome was those horses, by the way? I mean, horses with different colors, that would be cool to watch in real life. And of course, he played the Admiral City Guard as well. He did it all in this movie, and how on earth did Frank Morgan not get any award buzz for this? Because he plays the roles just perfectly. I mean, him as like towards the end when he comes out as the Wizard of Oz was pretty cool to watch. And of course, him as Professor Marvel was cool. The cabbie was pretty decent. Yeah, Frank Morgan, that guy was a legend in this business, and yeah, he's definitely my favorite actor who had played multiple roles in the future. In the past, I meant to say. And I'm not gonna lie, Wizard of Oz is my all-time favorite movie. I actually rewatched The Wizard of Oz on the big screen last month, which was a cool experience, by the way. I mean, if you guys haven't seen The Wizard of Oz on the big screen, if there's like a theater that shows like classic movies and all that, do yourself a favor, watch The Wizard of Oz on the big screen. I mean, I know it'll be similar, like the same as watching it on the small screen and all that, but man, watching it on the big screen is even cooler. And also I also like Frank Morgan's interaction with Dorothy and the other characters. Yeah, definitely Frank Morgan. Is the best. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. Number 10, Charlie Chaplin for The Great Dictator. 9, Armie Hammer for The Social Network. 8, Deep Roaring for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. 7, Peter Sellers for Doctor Strangelove. 6, Lindsay Lohan for The Parent Trap. 5, Eddie Murphy for The Night Professor. 4, Michael J. Fox, Back to the Future 2. 3, Mike Myers for Austin Powers. 2, Eddie Murphy, Coming to America. Frank Morgan for The Wizard of Oz. Now, there's a few other ones I probably could have added. Wait. Ben Affleck played both himself and Jay and Silent Bob's a friend here in Jay and Silent Bob. That's a good one. Let's see. Eddie Murphy in Norbit, which was not that good. Let's see. Deirdre Bader for The Country Bears is a good one. Matt Lucas in Alice in Wonderland. He played Tweedledee and Tweedledum. That's a good one. Ike Barinholtz in Disaster Movie. Ike Barinholtz again in Meet the Spartans. Christian Bale in The Prestige. Jack Black in Tropic Thunder and Goosebumps are some good ones. Mel Brooks in Blazing Saddles. Mel Brooks in History of the World. I guess Jake Gyllenhaal in Enemy, but didn't really care for that. Let's see. Nick Cage in Adaptation. Bruce Campbell in Baba Hotep. Some pretty good ones. Anyway, let me leave you guys. What are some of your favorite movies where actors, played multiple roles? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Thomas L. signing off.